I want to share with you today this little experiment we're taking part in. What I want to do is help you create what you want to create. Now I know you love spirit science, and I love making them too. And the idea of spirit science is much more than simply cartoon animated videos. It's an idea that is far more encompassing. Also, it takes me 2 days to make a video like this, and about 2 weeks to make an animated cartoon. So you can see why it might be more expeditious to experiment with other forms of expression. The past 4 videos have been moving up the chakras, and now we come to the throat. I'm very excited to see where this video takes us. Words are probably the most interesting thing you can play with in this reality, because every word is a vibration, and some vibrations have hidden yet inherent unseen meaning behind them. Other word vibrations have no meaning, but we give them meaning based on how we use them. For example, every culture on this planet has a word for the idea of God, and the meaning always relates to an archetype, invocation, or an energy of some kind. The word spirit comes from the word spirar, which means breath, soul, or courage. It means the core root of any idea, of your being. The spirit present in your body and being resides at the very center of your heart. There is actually a space called the sacred space of the heart, scientifically documented, which is a space that if you touch it with a needle or something like that, you die instantly. This tiny chamber is aligned with the electromagnetic toroidal field that spins all around your body. And if you bring your awareness to this space, you can enter into an entire universe of your own creation and access a very deep and powerful space of knowing the oneness of all, especially to yourself. And I'm not even kidding, this is all real. Drunvalo's Living in the Heart book goes all into this in full detail. I highly recommend checking it out. So here's another phrase I love: Holographic Universe. What does this mean? Well, holos comes from the word holy, meaning spiritual or conscious, pure and light. Graphic means, of course, an image. Universe actually breaks down into uni and verse. Uni meaning one, and verse is like the verse of a song. So universe really means one verse of a cosmic song, which of course, the song must be the multiverse, or something larger than that, the whole. With that knowing, does your perception of holographic universe have a new meaning, or a different meaning? And all that it took to see that meaning was understanding where the words themselves came from. On that note, modern science has actually demonstrated that everything in reality is little tiny particles distanced from each other by vast amounts of space. Although you and I look like dense and finite beings, at a particular level everything breaks down until we become these vast universes of our own. It's quite literally the exact same thing as the stars and galaxies in space, separated by such vast distances and yet all working together harmonically as part of the same systems, in the same geometries. Seriously, stop yourself and think about that for a second. You are a collective makeup of billions over trillions of packets and spheres of energy, all vibrating together in your body of consciousness. The only reason we're not tuned into this cosmic infinity of our existence is because we're so distracted by the very experiences, the human experiences that we've set up for ourselves to experience here. Now, a question arises from all of this information. If mostly everything is empty space, does that mean you and I too are just empty space? Honestly, that doesn't sound quite too majestic. I mean, if we're going to allow ourselves to be awestruck by the majesty of the universe that lay before us, then we must factor ourselves into that whole as well. You and I are part of the whole. We are part of the whole. Are you just empty space? Well, yes, but you're also the particles and the waves that travel between each other and the space in between. This would mean that we are the infinity of the singularity in the center of the black hole, which is also at the center of every particle. Undefinable, unknowable, but complete and whole in its everlasting momentum and depth. All of us, as life, are an expression of the universe, manifesting in different ways, shapes, and forms, in order to experience ourselves. Think about it. Expression is the force of creativity manifested, and energy expressed. And you and I are consciousness that has taken form through life and expressed itself within a holographic reality that we've created ourselves in order to understand ourselves better. The word God comes from the meaning, a principle or a meaning invoked. And so what was invoked was our consciousness, the all put into action. It's also interesting that God backwards is dog. And Sirius, the star Sirius, is known as the dog star. Sirius is the brightest star in our sky, pretty much our next door neighbors in the cosmic universe. And the Sirians are known to be very connected with the life on this planet. You know, many of the indigo children are said to be descendants from Sirius. Even as a concept, this idea is very interesting. And I'm not saying it's this way or that. Technically, the words do. As usual, you decide. So isn't it interesting that so many people on this planet cling to words like God or Jesus in hopes of salvation, and others repel it like the plague because of how clingy the other side is? And yet, neither of these perspectives even seem to know what they're talking about. There's no understanding behind the meaning, behind the words. I've learned to seek understanding about what any vibration is, and that is what spirit science is about. Why are we all so afraid of these words? Ask questions and listen for answers. If we can transmute that fear into curiosity, then we begin moving with the flow and finding out why we truly feel the way that we do about these vibrations. Like pashminas. Why is everyone so afraid of these clothes? I want you to know that I read all of the comments, and every single one really means a lot to me. I value what you have to say. And I've seen so many comments of people fearing the evolution of spirit science because I wear clothes that weren't bought at Walmart or some particular department store. Well, I am that I am, and I express myself in whatever way I feel in any particular moment. Personally, I choose colors because they feel right, and as if the cosmic flow is manifested as clothing on my back. And that's ultimately all it is. It's a packaging for the spirit in this body.